once a year I go through this crazy ceremony which my family still doesn't understand. But what I do is I take very fine cream, leather cream, and I polish this coat, which now I've polished 50 times. It's 50 years old. And it was worn by my father when we tried to escape across the border from Hungary when I was a little kid, and I remember picking out the leather for the coat. You didn't go to the department store. We didn't have a department store. But you picked out the leather. You went to the farm, and then you went for a fitting, and you went for several fittings. Now what's so special about the coat is that it has these deep pockets inside, because those were our life possessions. That's all we could carry with us. And to tell you what kind of man my father was, instead of putting gold and jewelry and diamonds, which we didn't have anyway, into the pocket, it was filled with my toy soldiers. Because I insisted, I'm not leaving Hungary, forget communism. If I can't take my Russian toy soldiers, I'm not going. That was my attitude. So of course the poor man, he took all these toys with him and was trying to make our escape. And my mother for months was knitting, and she made matching sweaters for 3 of us. And actually this was one of my parents' sweaters, I believe, or mine. I can't tell because they were exactly alike. Let me try it on. I haven't tried this on. Must have been mine when I was a kid. Yeah. Okay. But she made these and she made it herself, sweater, and to keep us warm, because it was supposed to be an escape during the night over the border. And of course my father wore his coat, and it is heavy, so if you're going to walk across the border, I would not suggest a coat this heavy. But yeah, gosh, I haven't had this. I've been polishing this for 50 years, but I haven't had it on. I don't usually put it on. Oh, okay. Yeah. Brings back a lot of memories. And the hats we used to wear, actually, this was not the hat, but the hat that we used to wear is very similar. And it was the Young Pioneer hat, which was either in white or red. Young Pioneers, like the young communists that everybody had to join. You had no choice, okay? And so we had to join it. So you wore the hat. And so you can imagine us, ready to cross the border. And boy. Anyway, got there, and unfortunately, we didn't know that we're one of the last group of people who tried to cross, and this was in 1956, after the Hungarian Revolution, but the Russians were already surrounding the borders. So what we met, instead of freedom in the border, instead of being able to walk across, Russian tanks came right to the train station and right to the wagon that we hired to take us to the border. So they took us right to jail. And that's, but anyway, the coat and the outfit. And I remember applying to art school when I came to America, and my drawing was of the 3 of us in this very, I was trying to find it for you today, but I couldn't find it. I have the drawing, the art school application, 3 of us, my mother, my father, and I, in this sweater, the same sweater. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that we all have these wonderful personal stories. Children have it, adults, teachers have it, that we want to share, not only with our own children, but with our students, with our classes. And children also have these great stories, the important stories in their life. And as far as I'm concerned, and Gertrude Stein may differ, but I watched a movie by Gertrude Stein last night. But art for me has always been about the important things in life, important things in my own life especially. I like to tell stories to the kids, and I want to tell some stories that may not be, they may be fun, some are make up. I love to make up stories as well. But the stories also inspire them to open up and come up with tales and stories, which some of them are made up, some of them are from their life experiences. And it makes the act of an artwork not just putting paint on paper, but it makes it an important act. It has some meaning. And I believe that of art lessons also, that unless the art lesson has some meaning to you, yes, it's supposed to be educational and so forth, but it needs to have some meaning to you. And also, the children, if they can bring their own meaning and their own stories and their own experiences to it, it becomes something much more important than a school exercise. So, and it is a warm coat.
Yeah.
So what I'm asking you to do today is to kind of think back of a story that you would want to really retell to your own grandchildren, to your own classes perhaps. A childhood story from your life. And if that can be the basis of your artwork today. And just choose your favorite media and surface and see what, if you would not mind, I mean it's certainly optional, you would tell the story to us, and as we look at your painting when we finish, we'll try to stop a little bit earlier so we can have a little story time to do that as well.